All right. Welcome to Tennis Sucks, a pickleball podcast with Travis Rettenmeyer and Graham D'Amico. I'm going to pass this off pretty quickly to Graham to introduce a new business opportunity that we've come up with. He's going to pitch it to our guest and Travis today.
I didn't know Ryan was going to be here, the Sherbear. So now it's like Shark Tank.
Wow.
Luke, we got two possible investors. So Luke and I have been noticing there's a lot of wood around town just laying in people's front yards. So our idea is we get signs, we put them in front of the piles that say firewood for sale with our phone number. And if somebody calls and wants to buy some firewood, then we go pick up the nearest pile to their place and deliver it to them.
Terrible idea.
And I'm going to be in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of tires on the side of the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Free tires, bro.
Free tires.
$38 delivery fee.
Hey, how much would you invest in that business, Travis?
Nothing.
Oh,
So it's just losing money left and right. There's enough.
Luke, don't worry. Sharks pass on a lot of really good opportunities that are now worth millions. So
Yeah. Okay.
That's true. That does happen.
We'll keep our investment.
College hunks hauling junk, you know?
exactly.
Actually, a good line. Yeah, I think you actually have to give up like a percentage of your business, even go on Shark Tank.
Yeah, you do now, for sure.
Yeah, a little piece of it because you get so much publicity.
That makes sense.
Oh, wow.
It's like a really expensive free commercial.
Correct.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's wild.
Shark move.
Yeah,
shark move.
very shark move.
Mr.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
big shark move. Yeah. So how are you guys feeling? You guys got united at EDC. Travis, this was the first time that you were at a festival that I wasn't at.
Well, it's the first time I've been at a festival since 2012.
Okay.
I was definitely the awkward middle-aged white dude, like kind of on rhythm, but probably not. And then the Latina was dancing just wonderfully. But yeah, we had a good time. I'm disappointed with the evolution of EDM. I think it had its heyday, 2008 to 2013. I want Cascade back. I want Avicii.
That's what all old white guys say.
I mean, I feel like
Music
my dad.
these days
That's what I'm
suck.
saying. I literally feel like my dad. Like, you guys don't know good music, but they don't. It's like they're on meth these days. They're not even taking MDMA. It's just like the whole fucking time. It's too much.
Sherry, what'd you think?
I mean, I actually went to EDC in Vegas. I went with somebody brought me and I was on stage. It was honestly, it wasn't as cool. Like, I love this. Like, it was really cool because it felt like the club vibe, you know, a lot of young women around.
Great outfits.
Great outfits. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. And literally it was just fun. I mean, like, I was there. The funny thing is, I was the most sober person there. I mean, I had my first drink as I got there. So like, I was using EDM as like my pre-party. And it was actually EDC as my
He
pre-party.
texted me. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna go downtown after." It was like, that's not happening for me.
So I don't know. It's kind of like those guys that take 5-hour energies and only last 45 minutes. They probably got a problem in life.
Yeah.
So I don't know if me being sober EDC is something to brag about that's just my warm up. So whatever you put it, you know.
You're special, dude. I don't know how you do it, Sherbear. You got a lot of juice.
And you guys didn't know you were going to be there. You just bumped into each other in 100,000 person crowd.
So I literally told Dion, I was like, I bet you there's some crescent monkeys around here. So I'm like looking around because they have these tables. I think some moron might have bought a table. And within like 2 minutes of saying that, I looked to my left and there's Sherbear just charging towards the front. It was like, there it is. What are the fucking odds, man? What are the odds?
That's funny.
Weren't you in Dallas?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm going to Puerto Rico tomorrow. So
That's a
actually
great
doing
spot.
this really cool celebrity event at the Ritz.
Oof.
And it used to be a tennis and golf event. Now they went to ping pong. I mean, not the ping pong. Now they went to pickleball. And they're doing a private 50 Cent concert. It's going to be there. All the who's who, freaking Hall of Fame, you know, baseball players, football players. So pickleball, I mean, it's just growing. You know,
Crazy.
and I'm excited to be there. And hell, they got a lot of tires on the street. So maybe the tires is the new business
It's the
opportunity.
new business.
Okay,
Great.
we can
I
expand.
actually prefer his. I prefer
We can
his.
go international. We
Yeah.
start with wood and we move into tires.
You know, less certain about my spa investment all of a sudden.
That's funny. So Ryan, I heard you came on to defend yourself for a story that went pretty viral. Was it this week at the Nationals? Or was that?
Oh, I mean, I don't really know if I was defending myself. I mean, I don't really know how much what defense do I need? I mean, literally. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, you know, the night before there was no the schedule wasn't out until I fell asleep, you know, like 9 o'clock. So it was, you know,
I was in bed.
No, the problem was I was really like, you know, I was tired from the week before. I mean, it's Halloween week. So, I mean, I had about 3 or 4 Halloween parties, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, and then EDC, I had a couple of young friends come over and want to test out their outfits. So we had an EDC pre-costume party.
Wow.
to see whose outfits would win for the next week. So by the time I got to Dallas, I was a little worn out. But with that being said, Monday night, I did not do anything. All I was doing was sit in the lobby. And what happened was I got addicted to this Bluebell's ice cream. And I literally was sitting there.
Really
I had me a little pint.
You had some too?
And
No.
Oh.
and then I had a
It's
second
fantastic
pint,
ice cream.
then a third pint. And what happened was, as people were walking by the Sheraton Hotel, and some of these were, key figures in pickleball. You had Bryce Morgan, you had Connor Ogden, PPA, you had Tito from Duper, you had Jeannie Bouchard. You had people that were just walking by, and I just became a salesman. And I wasn't like most things in life. I do a lot of things for friends, and Bluebells isn't really a friend yet, but I ended up just getting them to go buy pints. I sold 7 pints that night.
Wow.
I was very proud of myself.
Good business model.
Great model. And but it was face to face. Like I feel like, if you want to sell 7, you go door to door. If you want to sell a million, network marketing. So maybe Bluebell's gonna come network marketing.
Got it.
You just bring 3 friends.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what the meeting's about, but just bring 3 friends, and you'll be in the back of a Best Western, and you become a distributor. But no, in all seriousness, I loved it, and I went to sleep. I woke up at like 6:30, and I had a text from Jeannie that I was third on, and I don't know why I had 11 o'clock in my mind. So I went back to bed, and all of a sudden I woke up to Ireland, and it's 10:45, and thought you want to do some more content. Hey Ryan, what's up? Hey, what's up, baby? Where you at? Why you need me? Want to do some content? No, you're on. On what?
Shit.
On Pickleball TV? No, you're playing. Oh, well, how far away are you? Far.
Not close. It's gonna take a minute.
And I could have probably used a shuttle excuse, but it probably would have given you another 40 minutes. But I was at least an hour and a half. So with that, there you go. But
you still had a great week.
Great week, and it's one of those things. Jeannie of all people was like, "Man, Ryan didn't text me back because usually I'll send her paragraphs."
Okay.
When Jeannie texts you respond.
Yeah.
Well, it was she was a little worried, but she worried enough to where she didn't call me the next morning to just say, "Hey, where you at?"
Right.
But
Yeah. They
What
didn't
can you
send. They didn't send the police for a wellness
Bluebell
check.
send you some ice cream now? Like I saw that whole. They're hooking you up.
so they're gonna send me a cooler.
Beautiful.
I mean, define cooler. Is it like a little, little package, pre-ice?
I think it's gonna be like.
cooler. You think it's gonna be?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a big boy. 14 gallons.
Oh my
Ice
God.
cream.
What's your go-to flavor, Ryan?
God, I was trying them all. As you can tell, it's 100 degrees out. I'm wearing a sweater. Safe to say, I'm hiding something right now.
Oh, goodness.
The cookie dough is amazing. The vanilla is good. Mint chocolate chip, but it was a great timing. I thought Dallas. I thought I did a great job in Dallas. I mean, everyone likes to, point fingers at different things, but the players' lounge was amazing.
Oh no, it was great. Are you kidding me?
The celebrity event. I mean, God, I was, to be honest, all week long. That's all I was excited about, just being a part of. And I was like, God, I had to play and be at a celebrity event. Well,
Nowitzki was good.
Oh, it was
He's
fun.
talented. I mean, I know he played tennis as a kid, but Terrell Owens was definitely the least experienced, I thought, or maybe Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, probably Adrian.
Okay.
But Tio, even though he's least experienced,
He kept
he can
playing
still play, though.
But
Yeah.
he kept playing and playing. Like after that event, I saw him on the courts like 3 or 4 times. It's like, dude, the guy's
really?
already. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was already hooked.
He was playing with like Connor
was playing with
Derrickson. He was
everybody.
playing anyone he could.
really,
Yeah, he was juiced on it right away.
he's supposed to be in Puerto Rico, I believe.
Get him on the court.
Get him, yeah.
Take him out to the Riviera. That's where we played when I went there. The Riviera Pickleball or Beach Club, whatever they call it. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think it's one of those things where, it's like anything. It's an addiction.
For sure.
And you see yourself naturally just get better.
Right.
I mean, kind of like you, Travis. I mean, remember how bad you were, how you thought you were good.
Plateau.
But then you started putting the work in.
Yeah, I got humbled early.
Put the work
with
in.
Sherbear, which he told me I would essentially. But it's funny you say that. They actually called me to GS3 because I had flight cancellations left and right. It took me 36 hours to get from Florida to Dallas. Think about that. And I got the GS3 while I was sitting in Bradenton Airport the next morning of my flight. Like, are you coming? No, I'm not coming. I've already told you I'm still in Florida. So
Oh, you didn't even get it for singles?
no, man,
Oh, I didn't realize that.
No.
Wow.
this is bad.
But yeah, Dallas looked like fun from our perspective, from the TV. It looked fun. I mean, look, I had a lot going on with the drone show and the
They did
concert
an unbelievable job, man.
and the
festival,
fans
yeah.
and 3,500 players.
Great food too around. They had a lobster roll truck.
Oh,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Italy was good.
Italy was really
Italy.
good. I mean, honestly, it's definitely the best pickleball event I've ever been to. You got to commend the PPA. They're doing a great job putting those events together. They market it really well. Like we talked about how many things we saw for Worlds leading up to it.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So Ryan, did you get to play at all, or you only signed up for singles?
well, Yates
Injured.
been injured.
Yep.
But he wanted to give it a go.
No.
And like anything in life, like kind of like going on a date, but you know there's no long term relationship. So Yates, he didn't want to have to cancel anybody else. So I told him I'd love to play with him, and with that,
what did he injure? His hip.
His hip. And
Yeah,
so we
that's a tough
played.
one.
We gave it a run.
Hard to come back.
We got a couple points, but we had
So
a
you
good
played men's, you missed singles, no mixed,
celebrity
and
event.
Celebrity event.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
play, but I was there.
Did you win any of those?
Well, I wasn't there, so technically I won. I was on the court, but I won.
You won everything.
Yeah. I mean, I was front row.
You're a winner.
I had a
You're winner,
picture, but I think I won EDC of all the pickleball players.
That's a given. That's a
It
given.
was just me and Travis, but I think I won. I think I won EDC. But no, I mean, it just. It was a great time. I mean, in Dallas, trying to think what else. Oh, I missed something else in Dallas. I was supposed to go to the Mavericks game, and due to some bad traffic, I literally Jeannie got tickets, and luckily I got
Jeannie.
I got there, and I 4 minutes to go in the fourth.
Good seats too. Have that, huh?
Great seats.
4 by floor.
Well, I got there in the third quarter, but I got a room, a suite right at the W overlooking. So of course, I was throwing on social media about how great my suite is. All of a sudden, I took a phone call, a couple texts. All of a sudden, I looked up like, oh,
I missed the game.
So I tried to get there, and I guess my tickets weren't scanning. So I didn't get in. I mean, I was technically in, like I had fresh air, but I didn't get through the actual security part.
So you didn't see the game at all?
Well, I mean, no, not at the game. I mean, there was a TV I could kind of see in the background.
Did they win?
They lost last
Damn.
second. It would have been a great one. But yeah, so did that, and then we went out and had a good time.
Luke and I just had another business idea. Tell me if you guys want to invest. We have somebody. We
Please
allow
focus
them
on
to.
spa,
We
please.
allow them to. We allow them to live Ryan Sherry's life if they're on time. So all these things he's supposed to be at, they actually get to go and do. But we charge them for
That's
it.
a great idea.
And then Ryan
What a
just
life.
and then Ryan just watches it and then lives like the last quarter of that event.
Like
Yeah,
a
maybe a hell of a
sea holder.
You play singles at Worlds. You get to go to the Mavericks game on the floor. You hang out with Jenny Bouchard.
I'd pay a lot of money for that.
A lot of money.
For
Hey.
sure.
Hey, I would have paid a lot of money for that.
You
2
did
years,
pay a
you
lot of
did,
money
yeah.
to not do that.
2 years ago. I mean, guy, if you had to say this pickleball is it's just insane. I mean,
Yeah,
here you
it
are. I mean,
is.
you got Dirk Nowitzki, Adrian Peterson, Terrell Owens. Hanging out. You got Chris Humphreys. Calling you 97 times a day about his paddle tech paddle or this paddle or hey, what do you think about this grip?
He's juiced on it, huh?
I mean, he's addicted.
Yeah.
I mean, he's addicted. You got Jeannie, the world's most remarkable athlete in the world, like texting, where you at? Like, just give me a minute. And literally, like, as opposed to mentally, I'm like, wait a second. How am I not responding? Like, what am I so busy about? What? I'm eating ice cream or I'm, making sure, the room's at the right temperature and, all these different things in life.
Let's run through Worlds, the results, and so forth. Let's start getting to that one.
Yeah, go for it.
What was your guys' take watching from here? The quality of play, the results. Did anything surprise you? Anything stand out?
I think the big one was Michael Lloyd
Ooh, yeah.
with
That's a
a
good call.
with a bunch of upsets.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
he
so
ran
funny
through
because we
that bracket.
played him first round in dubs, and he and Wyatt played because I had gotten in a few hours before. I felt terrible, and they fortunately played the worst match I've ever seen. It was the worst match anyone's ever played, and they admittedly, I think they missed like 9 returns. And then he goes out the next day, and he looks unbelievable. It was like, damn, that was a quick switch. But yeah, I mean, 3 or 4 great wins back to back to back. What it started with, what was the first one? Was it Ben first? Ben,
Yep.
Kwong, JW.
JW, it was Ben, JW, Kwong,
I think
and
there was
then
one
played
more.
Fed in the finals.
Yeah, he looked great, and he's got every
Who
shot.
did he beat the semis then? Was it Hunter? No.
Beat Kwong.
Kwong.
Kwong. Oh.
Yeah.
Those are 3 big
The
wins.
3 big wins. I thought Kwong was going to win it. He looked so good in all disciplines. It was interesting to see him play with Anna Bright. I know she's kind of on the search for a mixed partner, and that's a good one. He's hyper aggressive.
That was a big one for me, was him.
Yeah, Michael
right?
Wood, for sure.
And then the other thing that's interesting about him is he's very outspoken religiously,
Yes.
which we kind of have that on the tour, but I don't think to the like he's really
No, not to the same
outspoken about
extent.
it,
He's
right?
got like
Not
full
that extent.
scriptures on his
Well,
arm.
even when they're promoting him, they're playing like Kanye West's gospel music, like on PPA.
Yeah.
So they're promoting him as, the religious player. I just thought it's interesting. I like it. It's a really good take and something that I don't think we see and will attract a different and new audience for pickleball. And so I think that he's a really good face for the sport personally.
Yeah, I mean, literally, me, I'm pretty much friends with, acquaintances, pretty much everybody. And, Mike, I've, spent a little time with here and there, but the time we spent was good. Always nice. I remember he made that move. I think it was, is he in Arizona now? Or is he living in Austin?
Arizona, because he played the Arizona, that pro league in Arizona. What is that, Luke? The Arizona
Oh,
Pro League.
Oh,
he won it, as a matter of fact.
Jigsaw
Pickleball.
The Jigsaw Health one. Yep. But yeah, no, I remember right when he was making that move. It was like almost like Daytona last year, I think it was, or something like that.
Yep.
And like I said, him and I spent we spent a little bit of time just the day before. I mean, hell, I think we played against each other in mixed doubles or something. I think he might have beat me in 3, but never like just really had long conversations with him. But it's always good seeing new faces. The biggest thing is, as everyone knows, some guys, they can be super consistent for a long time. And then you got some guys, once some game plans get figured out, they start getting a little bit of more stress. Because let's be honest, like you go from like no notoriety to all of a sudden you got all these commitments.
Right. Expectations.
And yeah, it's a lot, So we'll see.
I think he's marketable.
Nice
Lloyd.
kid,
Very
though.
marketable.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's really a handsome guy.
Got a good look.
Speaks well.
Yep.
He's got a good look.
Yeah.
Got style.
He's got a girlfriend, which was great because it keeps you a little grounded,
For sure. No, I think he's grounded in general.
It also can create a lot of drama if all of a sudden you start.
It can. I don't think that's going to happen for him. I think he's going to be very, very stable and very focused. Like the guy even moved, I believe, from Arizona to Austin.
That's
just
okay.
He went to Austin.
Yeah.
Looking for just better play. He's looking for the best players possible. So his commitment and his ascension is fast and worth noting. But obviously the story for me was myself, but I won't get to that yet. The story was Anna Bright and fucking Rachel. Like, just housed them in the final.
Crazy.
Rachel was so fucking good. To me, the best player on the court by a fair bit. I mean, I thought Anna Bright played great, but Rachel was incredible. And just to see them go route 3 games in a row with no hesitation. They looked fully at ease, fully comfortable. And if I was a gambling man, which I tend to be, they're going to win more than 50% moving forward of those matches.
Yeah. It looked like they were really hammering at Catherine. Was their strategy, I think, right?
It's funny you say that. I actually texted Rachel, which I have no idea if she paid attention to it or not, but I texted her before saying, speed up at Catherine at will. Like, even if she counters at you, you're faster and you hit the ball bigger. You're good. So, so that was really impressive. And what do you think? You think that they will be now team 1A and Anna Lee and Catherine 1B? Because I do think they've found a strategy where they're speeding up relentlessly, and that seems to be working. And I don't know if that's going to stop.
I think it'll be around a 50-50 split is my guess, which is way different than it is right now. So that's a big deal for Anna Lee to lose half of her finals
no
gold.
question. Yeah, she's not
women's
losing
matches.
anywhere else.
Right.
I could see if Catherine it can't handle that pressure. I could see Anna Lee looking at another women's doubles partner. I wonder if she partnered up with someone like Kate Fahey or something, she would get another really aggressive female on her side that she would do better, maybe.
I don't think that'll happen right away.
Yeah, not right away.
No,
If it
not after
continues?
one loss, not
No.
after even 2
It'll
losses.
take a little
It'll
while.
take some time. I think they're gonna spend some time and
Try to figure it out.
figure it out.
Yeah. They've obviously found a strategy that works. And
I think Catherine's very capable of figuring
right.
it out. I don't think she's like a pushover
No,
by any
certainly
means.
not.
She's
Certainly not.
got the ability.
But this is how it always is in sports, particularly when you play all the time. One person does something, the other person counters it, and it goes
Back and forth.
Yeah.
forth. And that'll be an interesting. Like we've been talking about this, the fact that they have a rivalry is so good for the game because I look forward to it now. They're the 2 best teams by far.
Right.
Yeah.
So the only bracket that's really left to dominate, or the bits to be broken wide open, is women's singles, I think, then. Because men's doubles seems to be up for grabs.
Yep.
And women's doubles now has like at least some, a bit of a crack in the for some people to go through. So
Yeah, women's singles is still a 1-woman race, and hopefully that changes soon. But I don't see it happening. Go to the men's. Best player in the world is, who do you have as the best men's player in the world? Dual side. If you had to pick the guy who can play right and left, who's the best player on the planet?
In
men's
Men's
doubles.
doubles.
Oh, men's doubles? Man, go for it. Who you got?
Hayden Patrickman.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that close. I think he's, obviously I just like his game style. I like his demeanor. I like his temperament. I like his swag. But, there's so many guys that don't have that much personality. And to me, pickleball has always kind of been looked at least until recently, old man sport, retirement, fucking boring. Hayden's not boring. He's the furthest thing from. And I hope that he kind of sees the opportunity in front of him. Like, he's a marketable kid. He's 5'7", but he walks like he's hung like a horse. And you can't teach that. Like, he's got that. So, to me, he's just nasty. He's playing with so much confidence. He's looking at people, again, at 5'6" to Declan, being like, no, big boy, not happening. And so, I just hope he takes the reins and that he becomes the face of the sport, because we need as much personality there as possible.
What's funny about him is during the celebrity event, I don't know who came up with it. I think it was actually Tom Dundon, which doesn't surprise me. The guy doesn't be successful as a guy as he is without having good ideas.
Right.
It was like, hey, let's bring somebody out of the crowd to kind of play some points, and kind of sub in, because John Isner basically was like, I'm tired of playing Ben. I always lose.
Right.
Let's bring some out of the crowd. Oh, we had a little kid, and it was Hayden came out of the crowd.
They thought he was a little kid.
Yeah, a little kid. And he the first point he kind of was whatever. The second point he hits a shot and Dirk goes. And the next point he plays the whole point out and Dirk goes, oh, this guy's a player. Yeah,
fucking disgusting.
yeah. The first Dirk's like, oh, nice shot. Almost like back in the day,
It's
you
funny
see.
you could see it, because it's not the like most obvious thing to witness.
Yeah. Well, he came in, he had a return, a low volley, an overhead off the court.
Got it.
But kind of like no different in basketball. You see those sometimes. A guy will come in and hit a couple threes or half court shot, and they get excited. But it's cool. Dirk's face is just like, it was good.
Yeah, he's obviously, and then you got to credit Riley. I'm really happy for him. He went through a little patch there, and I talked to him a few months ago, wasn't feeling confident, and said he was going to kind of lock in, moved back to Arizona for better practice, and he looked great, but it seems that it doesn't really matter who fucking Hayden plays with at this point. You're making a run. He can do it. So I was fucking with Riley a little bit, just said, Hayden carried you. He was like, yeah, he played great. And of course he didn't. They both played fantastic, but great week for them. Really happy for both of them. Pablo Deckel making a final. Pablo's been great.
Yeah.
Funny to see how much disparity there is in the men's game. Pablo's was dropped to challenger, and he's made, 3 finals since or something. Like, there's so many fucking good players now. It's incredible.
Drop challenger, him and Fed split up.
Yep. And they're both having great success.
Yeah, great success.
Yep. Yeah, you got to commend them. And then, so we'll get to mine, I guess. And curious, chime in whenever you want. So we had a really nice win. I think Diescu didn't play his best, to say the least. In the round 16, Zane and I, we beat he and Tardio pretty badly. And then the quarters against Matt and Federico, we had, a little discrepancy where we were up 9-6, ultimately got to 9-7. I hit an inside out forehand. I thought it was a winner. We challenged it. They didn't overturn it. No problem, right? That happens. Sometimes the overturn is in your way and sometimes it's not. You move on. A couple points later, I challenged the foot fault call. They ruled it in my favor. And then after a 20-minute discussion of what looked like some very demonstrative chatter, they changed the call back. And I was like, you can't triple stamp a double stamp. You can't do that. Lloyd, and so it was like, this doesn't make any sense. Well, it was the wrong call to begin with. Yeah, that's probably true, but the wrong call was also probably on the inside out. If I had sat there and demonstratively like, change the call, you're wrong. Look, it skids like this. And the guy probably changes that too. So yeah, there's bad challenges all the time. There's bad overrules all the time, but the play is the play. You don't get to select, I'm going to choose this opportunity to state my case and manipulate the outcome. I just didn't think that was right. And it started actually with one of the commentators, I believe, Greg Dow, and then someone from the crowd, like saying that in the video you could see this, and this, which is not supposed to happen. That's not part of the rule.
Yeah.
So I was.
Des Bryant didn't get that luxury.
That's what I'm saying. And I said that. I said, look, could you imagine this NFL game? The ref comes out. He's like, challenge this. Yeah, he was out of bounds. And then a guy in the front row is like, look at my camera. Oh, he was in. Never mind. Change it back. It never happened. It's not possible. So they say 2 wrongs don't make a right. You made it wrong once, and then it was wrong.
In an airplane, though. 2 rights made an airplane. But other than that,
Wait, what was that?
2 rights made an airplane. Right, brother?
Oh, Jesus. It's way over my head right now, buddy. Way past. Take it easy with that. All right, keep it on like 3rd grade level shit, all right? Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what your guys' take was, but I thought it was an unfortunate ending. We handled as well as we could, but certainly we're really frustrated. And then, if I'm honest, I I got tight. I made 2 bad decisions late, and I think I wanted to win too badly, and that happens sometimes. I got antsy. We should have never been there. We should have put that thing away early, but didn't happen, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Grammar, what you got?
I was angry in the moment, that's for sure. In fact, I was texting the other commentator because I was getting so mad at Greg Dow and how he was favoring one team over the other, in my opinion, as commentating over what the ruling should be. And so I started texting the other guy in the booth who I happen to know, saying, hey, get in the ref's ear. Start saying you see it that he's touching the line. Start fighting for your boy out there. And, kind of like just trying to get a voice in the booth.
Well, that's where we felt really wrong because we never saw the video until after the match. Zane and I never looked at it.
Yeah.
The way that, and this is what I took issue with Fed and with Matt, the way they were talking and acting to me was like, this was the worst fucking call of all time. This was the Black Bears 1 foot in call. And I'm thinking, all right, like these guys probably aren't wrong.
How do you know? You don't know when you're pushing off whether you're in or not. That's
I
the
said
weird
that to
thing.
them,
It's
but
like,
they were looking at a video. So it's like, all right, maybe they have a different angle. I don't fucking know. But I essentially took their word for it. And then when I looked at it, it was like, whoa, this is not certain at all. It's not 100%. So if we had seen the video, we would have been in their faces just as much. I'm like, you can't change this. Look, nobody knows. Nobody knows when you push. But we didn't do that. We just sat there and took it because we never thought that would happen. And then someone brought up the ATP Tour to me and they were like, well, this happens in tennis all the time. They call it the supervisor. I was like, I will give you any amount of money if you want. If you can find a scenario where the supervisor is called out and the supervisor walks out and is like, you know what? You're right. Player's right. Chair, you're wrong. You're a fucking idiot. Move on. It's never happened. The supervisor has never come out and sided with the player and changed the ruling. It does not happen. So it's like, it's a faulty argument. And you just got to have a protocol. Again, PPA's early days, they haven't had as much experience as the ATP and they'll get this right. And I think they're trying to get it right. But yeah, again, was kind of pissed at how certain they seemed. And I fucked with Matt. I was like, Matt, can you 100% say he wasn't in the kitchen? He was like, no, but I could not say he was 100% in or out. It's like very lawyer answer, both sides. And that's fair, But yeah, we were not happy.
2 things I learned. One is, even if you just drag your foot outside of the kitchen, you're considered reestablished. Yeah, which I wasn't aware because the one thing you always think about when you're at the kitchen is if your momentum is kind of dragging you to the kitchen and you can't regain that momentum, then that's a kitchen violation, no matter how long it takes you to regain your momentum. But when you're exiting the kitchen, you can just toe tap or drag your toe. And as long as that toe drags outside of the kitchen, you're considered reestablished and you're clear from the kitchen. I wasn't fully aware of that. I didn't realize
Jason
that.
and Connor both told me like the refs have explained it wrong on numerous occasions. And Zane was 100% sure that the correct rule was correct, like what you're saying.
Yeah. And then the other thing I didn't know is that if you can argue to the head ref about a call. However, you get penalized for doing it. You get a technical.
I'd never heard that before.
And so, but the problem is, what is that a penalty? It's nothing.
Right.
Who cares if you get a technical? It's like, oh, great. Thanks for the technical. And then you just want
another one though.
They could give you another one,
Yeah,
sure. But I think getting a point at 9-all is way more important than worrying about getting a second technical.
Well, again, like I would have done it on the inside out because all I need is one guy's opinion to be different than that guy's opinion. And these are totally subjective calls. Yeah. They're not certain. It's not clear cut. Unfortunately, we didn't have the best cameras at that moment on that court. So why wouldn't I just appeal to a different guy and be like, hey, do you see this the way I see it? Look, the ball hits and it skids. It goes at a different angle. You see. And be like, yeah, you're right. All right, fucking, I win. And the player should never have that much influence over the ref's decision.
Well, the other thing too, I notice a lot is you guys always will say, let's get a head ref out here. I see that happen all the time in pickleball, but usually the ref on court will say, that's not happening. Start playing again.
They did.
Yeah.
Like, go play.
They did.
Play.
They actually called 991. They took a timeout. And then all of a sudden someone in the crowd showed them something and then it all started. And it was like, wait, let's get this going. We already said, and before you know it, we're at fucking 22 minutes or something. Just, it killed it. It was like, sucks.
That's the part. Because like next time when you go to appeal to the head ref and the ref says, just play, that's not going to happen or I'm going to penalize you a point. What are you going to do?
I'm going to talk about this.
Yeah. It's like, no, this just happened to me in Dallas.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the second time some bullshit call is happening. The same one in Virginia where they wouldn't move me courts because the lights weren't on. It's just like, they got to get these things right. And I'm not blaming the refs because they have a thankless job and we're grateful that they do the job that they do. But you got to get these things in order. You cannot have favoritism or someone making a subjective call. You have to have clear-cut protocols that are in place to ensure that this is run like an actual sport, so that we all watch it grow to the thing we think it can be, as opposed to, you know, pee-wee hockey where my dad's the commissioner and hey, he does whatever the fuck I want. It can't be that way.
But now everyone's going to challenge for a technical.
Oh,
Everyone's going to do it.
I'm going to be ridiculous.
Every single call, they're going to be like, give me the head ref.
Yeah, I'm going to make a mockery of it.
The problem with that is too, though, is sometimes you just want to have a conversation like this. Hey, you want to talk to their player even about anything, and it's like technical. You want to say nice shot, and like, hey, don't talk. Like, bro, I'm telling the guy a nice shot. Relax.
Right.
You know, and the problem is, yeah, it's gonna come to a point though where someone's gonna get defaulted for something for no reason, and then what happens? You know what I mean? Like,
well, again, that's where the refs are so subjective. The rules aren't clear enough. If they have a handbook that actually is like, okay, in the scenario, this is what we do. But what I talked to Jason Asmus about today is, look, he made the head ref look bad. She shat on him, shat on his decision, and you can't do that. Like, even if it is the wrong overturn initially, you got to stick with the guy. That's the deal. Same thing again with our call it 9-7 with the inside out. I never thought it would even be possible that the head ref would come out and just say, nah, you're wrong. And so it was like, in the future, unless you're questioning a rule is different. Like if you're questioning the rule, but you can't question a decision. The decision's already been made. It's done.
Yeah,
Move
like
on.
where were those guys for us in MLP when we were playing the Black Bears? And we were like going insane about how in that ball was, showing everyone the video, had the ref right there that made the bad call, asking for a head ref to come in, and they're saying, nope, get on the court and play.
Hey, I agree with you.
That ball's a foot in. Like,
foot.
get that video evidence to a head ref.
And what Jason was saying is like, well, if we don't have the better cameras, we're just not going to use video to begin with. And I brought up that call. So you can't do that because this scenario happened. It's like, okay, yeah. And so I think they're trying to get it right. They just don't know how yet.
Yeah.
You know, and until the calling system is like Hawkeye and tennis, there's going to be issues.
It just seems to keep happening in really important moments.
Yeah, Jason said that to me today. He's like, I don't know why you're the guinea pig on this shit, but it seems to keep happening. I was like, well,
it's just because you're outspoken
exactly.
about it.
That's
Most people just let it roll and they're like, you know, but it's you voice your opinion very loudly.
Mr. Controversial. That's what Sherbear called me. I do like controversy.
yeah,
I enjoy it.
But here's the good thing: is the difference between controversy on just nothing or legitimate controversy. These are things that, you know,
it's constructive. I think
it's constructive because there's not a clear-cut side. I wouldn't take your side. I wouldn't take your side.
Right.
But I would go back to the process.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You gotta have some type of precedent.
Right. And then, you know, another thing that was interesting, this has happened again and again, is the 9-7 call when Fed walked over. And this is not on him. So many players do this. I said, hey, how was it? Which he just called it out. He's like, not really sure. Like, could be in, could be out. From my view, it looked out. Based on standard tennis protocol, not the way you do it. Right. So the point is like, if they had said, I'm not really sure, hey, call it in, but I want to challenge that, they would have never overruled the in call. But
No
instead,
way.
they favored the out call, and then, you know, we got fucked on that one too. So it's like, we can't have players continuously relying on a shanty camera or referees that are going to make mistakes. We take it upon ourselves to be like, all right, if we don't know, we give you the benefit of the doubt. That should be the status quo. And not that it will be, but hopefully in time.
But also, I mean, let's be honest, back to the whole ref situation. How in tennis, the ball's going so fast, we're on the ground. Here we are on a ball with no compression.
Yeah.
Honestly, the referee should almost be
hard.
almost be up in a freaking, all the way up in a lift up there, looking at it from up top. But why are we not up in the air? We have tennis chairs at every single one of these tournaments.
Yeah.
They're all former tennis courts.
Yeah.
So
I just don't think they have the space.
Why are we not up in the air?
Because they don't have space. A lot of times
Because the ATP?
because the ATP, right, and then you know the next court starts right here.
Yeah.
So if you put a chair there, they're fucked.
Yeah, the courts aren't big
On the
enough
show
yet.
courts, we could pull it off.
On the show courts, you could pull it off. And there's no doubt we need more space anyway. The way the guys are, I mean, I don't know if you saw Elise fucking crash with the sideboard. The game is getting more athletic. Guys are going to start making more athletic plays where they're running out of room all the time. But, you know, once again, we're early days here. And the improvement's incredible. I hope it continues. I think it will. And I hope we get more and more legitimized as time progresses. And that's really the objective here. Like, yeah, am I fucking pissed? Do I think we should have won the match? Do I think we got hosed? Absolutely. But, you know, my objective here is hopefully not to just bitch and sound like a baby. My objective is that we don't have this situation again.
What do you have coming up?
Me?
Yeah, Milwaukee.
I have Milwaukee. I'm playing only men's singles and mixed. Kwong Duong dropped me. And I wasn't able to wrap up a partner. And then I had...
Who's Kwong playing with?
Kwong's playing with Dylan, I guess, something in relation to Selkirk for the 007 unveil or whatever. But it was fine. Singles and mixed is good. And then if we do make a Sunday, I'm going to fly back. And then I have to go back again on Sunday. But I have something for Saturday for Rowan that I want to attend. So it's no skin off my back. And then last turn of the year will be Daytona. And yeah, that's it. So fortunately after Milwaukee, I have a month and kind of reassess. I'm hoping that 2025, I'm much better than I was this year because I feel like for 6 months I was pretty terrible. And now I finally feel like I'm playing good again.
Luke, you got anything else? No? No conspiracy theories? No more investment opportunities?
We talked about it, but we've really run the gamut on our conspiracy theories.
How about we do Colin and Ben really quick?
What about them?
Okay, so I didn't see it, so I want to say that. I watched the match back, but when I watched it, they got smoked by Klinger and Kwong Duong.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it just looked like they came out a little flat, and then they weren't playing very well, and the other guys started to steamroll them, and they were very, very weak competitively. As far as I don't think they're great at losing. I just don't think they are. And I don't blame them for that. They win all the time, but I don't think they're very good players from behind. And so some people thought they tanked. They were like, did you see it? The guy was missing on purpose. I didn't see that. It didn't look like that to me. But I do think it was almost like a culmination of this year. These guys were playing so fast, fucking ripping the ball all the time, different brand of pickleball. And you could just almost see they were very, very frustrated. They were tapped.
I mean, everyone's learning that that's the trick to beat them. So that's what everyone's coming with.
It's the right way to play too. We've always had this conversation. Remember I say you hit out of trouble, you shouldn't reset when you're at the baseline? Kwong never fucking resets. He just rips, and then he gets a short one and goes. I think the game is changing before our eyes. And I think the idea that you hit a dink or a drop when you have a short ball that's net height mid-court, no, you don't. You fucking hit this guy as hard as you can and you attack the next one. It's just evolving so fast. And whether they were trying or not, I think they were. I just think they were really frustrated and didn't handle it well. But they got smoked. I think it was 3-6 or 3-8. It was a beating.
Yeah. That's my point is I think that the Johns brothers will break up before Catherine and Annalise do.
That's
my
you've been
prediction.
saying that for a while. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Just my guess.
So
good guess.
we're at the end of the year. So the points on the leaderboard right now will reset in January, right?
Yes.
What do you think the leaderboard's going to look like? What's your prediction in 6 months' time?
You didn't make the championship,
No,
whatever it is. Would you have had you gotten to semis, or were you way out of the race?
I have no idea. I've never looked at it, to be honest, but I don't think I did. I had a terrible year.
Yeah.
But I think next year will be much better. That's all I'll say. But I think it'll look pretty similar. I think you're going to see a lot of young guys now, which is what it should be. Kwong Duong, Hayden Patriquin, Gabe Tardio. Those guys are going to be, right there in the top 6 to 7 players. I think Deckel's probably had the best year he's ever had, especially considering the increase in competition from all the other players. He's played fantastic. He's played great with every player. But yeah, a lot of young guys. I think there's a lot more coming.
Mm-hmm. Graham, what do you think?
About what?
The points, the leaderboard.
Who will be on the top of the leaderboard
For
in 6
next
months?
year?
Yeah, for next year.
In 6 months' time, based on the way things are going.
Girls won't look different.
Yeah, I think it's going to be similar to what it is now because things, they change fast. They don't change that fast. I feel like the people that are kind of established, which these names now, we talk about them every week. It's tough to knock those off, especially a bunch of them because they have kind of an easy route. Most of them get buys into the round of 32.
Yeah, but there's
and then
no
they usually
easy routes
have,
anymore,
they usually
man.
have a good. Their first match is not that difficult, so they're getting to the quarters pretty easily. The same kind of 8 teams. So for them to not be top of the leaderboard is really difficult. It's almost tough for them to not get in the quarters.
But what I'm thinking is that the Johns,
it was a huge upset to knock out Gabe and Daesky. It was a huge deal.
Right, but when all the points
it's not going to happen that often.
When all the points are reset, do the seeds reset with them?
No.
They carry over
No,
from the last year?
that's a 52-week ranking. The only thing is the race. The race resets.
Okay.
Yeah, so for that reason, yes, there's going to be some people that pop up.
I think the only thing to
make
worry
a
about is the race
splash.
next year. The race is what's interesting to me because then you'll see from January to December who was the best throughout.
Yeah, do I think the Johns are going to be at the top? No, I don't think. If that's what you're asking me,
I don't think JW will and Dylan will either.
But if you want to ask me who the top 8 male teams in the next 6 months, 7 of the 8 of them are going to be the 8 that are there right now.
Yeah. or 6 around there.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna move. But I think the partnerships will maneuver quite a bit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of new guys, man. I gotta rep him out here. But a Proton guy, Casey Diamond, dude,
see
he's getting fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Like I was watching him. They should have beat Ben and JW for sure.
He played
or
great
sorry,
mix,
JW
too.
and Dylan. He's a great player.
Yeah.
You know, and then the guy he's playing with, I always forget his name. The lefty
He's the one
dude.
that went to Australia, right?
Yes,
He played to
India.
Australia. Oh,
But who's I forget the lefty guy he plays with. I don't know his name. He's like a disciple of fucking Ignatovich, but he's very good too. There's just so many guys that I think are
Ryan Fu?
No, that's the right-handed guy.
Oh.
There's a lefty blonde dude that plays with Casey Diamond. They beat Zhao Mei and Tyson in Virginia Beach, and then they were up 7-0 that game against JW and Dylan. But you know, I just think there's guys now that have so much variety and so many shots, and that's going to keep happening. The guys who are super dynamic are the best players in the world, not who just dinks and makes balls and has fast hands, which I think for the most part, JW and Dylan are that. They're going to have to add shots, which they should have to. They're going to have to add shots to keep up.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. The game's evolving.
Games evolve.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Tennis sucks.
Tennis sucks.
Pickleball sucks when you have to get the head ref in.
Pickleball does suck sometimes when you get bent over.
Bye.